What's up, guys? So I'm making my second video of today. I'm probably actually gonna post this the next day, which would be, I think, the 18th of this month. Anyway, it's from the book Elvis Presley Taking Care of Business in a Flash, and I did an actual review on this book maybe a year ago. One of the first reviews I did on this channel when it first started, and I was looking over it today, and I came across the November 13th, 1970 show that Elvis did in LA. And I came across where John Fogerty, CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival, actually attended the show. And I noticed that he marked on Elvis and what he thought of him and how he recorded the song, and that Elvis actually recorded the song and not recorded it, but performed it there live for him. And I just wanted to share with you guys this little tidbit here, and I'm just recording here because it's a lot easier to post this without editing and doing all that type of crap. But anyway, this is what John Fogerty said. Now, this is Oakland, California, November 13th, and John Fogerty and CCR was in the audience that night, and Elvis knew about it. So at the bottom of page 55, and I would suggest that you pick up this book because it is definitely worth your money. It's an FTD book. It says at the bottom here, Elvis is photographed above, and I'll show you the photo here, with the Sweet Inspirations and the Imperials. For this first concert of the tour, the members of Creedence Clearwater Revival were in the audience, and Elvis tried to perform their composition, Proud Mary. The song was obviously not rehearsed and was cut short after Elvis stumbled over lyrics. As Elvis commented on stage that night, "That's enough. Creedence Clearwater Revival are here tonight, and I did that for them." It's kind of funny because we know that earlier this year when Elvis was performing in Las Vegas, that January and February, and even I believe he did at the Astrodome, he did Proud Mary, and it was released on the album Elvis on Stage, and he did a good job. And by the end of the Vegas engagement, which is on another FTD that I did a review of and actually posted a clip of the song, he sang it very well. So it's kind of funny that I guess maybe Elvis was a little nervous or something, and he probably didn't rehearse it. He didn't have it planned in the set list. I'll show you a picture of the set list right here. It's like he does it right after Tiger Man. So maybe, here's the thing, he probably found out that CCR was in the audience like just before he went on stage, and so they haven't rehearsed it in like, what would that be, 9 months or so, maybe 8 months. And so Elvis probably was a little nervous, forgot some of the words, and he actually, brought it back into his live act that November of the next year. I know for sure. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys can comment down below and check really quick if he actually performed that earlier in 71. But at this point, I guess he was a little rusty. He could have been a little nervous. Now, let me have you listen to John Fogerty's actual statement here about Elvis and the whole thing. Here goes. This is what he said. "I had just received my honorable discharge from the United States Army. This was the height of the Vietnam War. I went right in the house and came up with the first line, quote, 'left a good job in the city,' end quote. I wrote the rest of Proud Mary right there with that feeling in my mind. When I got to the part, rollin' on the river, I realized when it was done that I had written a standard." And isn't that funny how it just came together? And he goes on to say, "Elvis was a lot bigger motivating factor on me than I usually let on. The guy was the role model for every other male act that came along. It was a great honor to have Elvis record Proud Mary. I sort of liked his version, but it was more of a compliment that he had done it. I saw Elvis play live at Oakland Coliseum. We were touring with Concerts West, just like that video I made for you guys." Okay, cut that. They were touring with Concerts West, just like how I told you guys that Led Zeppelin toured with Concerts West. So I didn't know that CCR actually used them too along with Elvis. Elvis and Led Zeppelin were the number 1 and number 2 performing acts of the 70s, FYI. Okay, so he goes on to say, "We were touring with Concerts West, and a guy named Tom Hewlett was promoting Elvis too. We heard all of these Elvis stories. Elvis seemed very nervous and preoccupied that night, but of course, I loved the show. So that could have been one of the reasons why Elvis messed up on the lyrics and cut it short, because maybe he was nervous and just wanted to cut it, because we know Elvis did get nervous from time to time performing, actually really nervous. But I think that was funny that John Fogerty actually only sort of liked his version, he says. Maybe he was just referring to that version there, but by that time Elvis on Stage had been out and released that version that Elvis actually did a good job of at the Las Vegas show engagement, his second engagement in January, February. So I don't know if he didn't like his overall version or just that version. But we all know that Elvis really got it under control for that November 71 tour at the Boston Garden, and it was a regular in the set list again. And then in 1972, especially Madison Square Garden. And, it'd be interesting to find out if he liked Tina Turner's version of it too. So anyway, that was a quick video. I came across this and I just wanted to share it with you guys. And it's easier just to make a quick video like this than do the whole actual footage and editing and all that stuff. So I hope you enjoy this one and stay tuned for more.